Hi guys, I wanted to go over with you some notes for class today. So we were working on factoring when A was not 1 a few days ago. We were practicing, and now we're going to look at it with the greatest common factor. So nothing really changes. We already know that we always need to be looking for it with the greatest common factor anyway. So if you look at your first problem here, 18x squared plus 24x minus 10, you can see that your greatest common factor here is going to be 2. So if I divide each of those by 2, left with a 9x squared plus a 12x minus 5. Okay, so now we can see that A is not 1 here because I have a 9 out in front. So I'm going to ignore this 2 here, okay, but then I'm just going to look at what's in here. So A is not equal to 1, so that means I need to multiply my first and my second numbers. So 9 times 5 gives me our 45. Okay, and then I'm looking for two numbers that are going to add together to get your 12, which is going to be a -3 and a 15. So I'm going to split that middle term, -3x plus a 15x, bring down that first term, bring down that last term. Okay, so now we're at this grouping part. Okay, group your first two terms, group your last two terms. Greatest common factor here, the first two terms is a 3x. And then what I have left is a 3x minus 1. And I'm going to do the same thing with the second set here, 15x minus 5. My greatest common factor is a positive 5. So if you go and divide each of those by a positive 5, you get a 3x minus 1. Stuff in the parentheses matches, which is what we want. I get a 3x minus 1. And then what the leftover stuff is that 3x plus 5. And then we cannot forget to bring down that greatest common factor out in front with the 2. So that right there would be your final answer. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one together too. Number 2, 4x squared minus 22x plus 10. So we always look for that greatest common factor first. So if you look, each of these can be divided by 2. So that is our greatest common factor. Okay, what we have left then is a 2x squared minus 11x plus a 5. Right, again, I'm going to just kind of remember that's out there, but kind of ignore it. And I'm going to continue to go through and factor this. A is not 1, so I'm going to multiply my first and my last term. 2 times 5 is 10. So I got 1 and 10, 2 and 5. And looking for the set that adds up to -11. That's going to be our -10 and our -1 here. Split that middle term, a -1x minus a 10x. Bring the first term down. Bring the last term down. All right, and now we're going to do our grouping because we got 4 terms here. Group our first two, group our last two. Greatest common factor of our first two terms here is x. So that'll give me a 2x minus 1 left over. Greatest common factor of my second two terms here is going to be a -5. It's got to be negative because that first term is negative. Divide each of them by a -5, so I get a 2x minus 1. Stuff inside my parentheses here is matches, so I get a 2x minus 1. And then my leftover in purple is x minus 5. And I cannot forget to bring down the 2 in front. So that would be your final answer. Okay. All right, so moving on here, I want you to pause the video and I want you to please go and try solving these two problems on your own. All right, guys, so hopefully you did actually pause that video and you tried these two problems out on your own. So this is what your work should look like. Looking for that greatest common factor first and then using your A not equaling to 1 method. Okay, so we should be getting for number 3, 3 times x plus 2 and then 2x minus 5. And then number 4, 3 times 2x plus 3 and then 3x minus 5. Okay, so your homework, guys, is posted along with this video, factoring A not equal to 1 worksheet. You're doing problems 10 through 15 only. Make sure you show all of your work and make sure you submit by your due date. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, I'll see you guys in class next week. Thanks. Bye, guys.